3 weapons in a holster. No qualitative difference between direct and circumstantial evidence. Photographs are okay. Proper and admissible. Video fluoroscopy. Let's listen to Theo Von for a quick second. This is not Theo Von. This is the guy that's gonna kill. He's gonna kill some. He's gonna second degree murder somebody up in Canyon City. So this guy second degree murdered somebody up in, which means he willingly killed him, or he was charged with second degree murder, and then he got it dropped down to just an assault charge. So not murder. He just took a misdemeanor charge, which I don't even know how that makes any sense. The person's dead, but you're gonna take the assault, and then he walks away. After doing a year in jail, he walks away, and then they find a shit ton of fucking drugs on him.
That's like you're waiting for the fun to happen. Well, most people are also working. You got to get some work. Those are kind of work days.
Yeah.
You know? Like we're on a Tuesday right now.
100%.
So it's like we're able to get this done. If the Fridays sometimes are tougher to fit things in. You feel like the week is like... I kind of feel like the weekend's just about to get its period. I feel like it's just like everything is just about to come crashing down.
I'm just a fan of the weekend, dude. You're right. I mean, basically Monday and Wednesday I just sit around and do nothing.
I am enjoying this conversation, but Theo Von, what the hell are you talking about, Theo Von? What the hell are you talking about? So November 2021, that guy just showed you, Broman. His name is Broman. He was arrested. Robert Broman was arrested, of course, a fucking Bob, right? Yeah, no siree, Bob. Yeah, you all keep saying yes siree, Bob. I keep saying no siree, Bob. This Robert Broman was arrested and charged with second-degree murder, accused in the shooting death of Christopher Erin Robb, 41 near 1600 Locust Street. So November 2021, Broman was arrested and charged with second-degree murder. So Christopher Erin Robb, what happened to Christopher Erin Robb? We should take a look at that, should we not? Christopher Erin Robb. Now let's get a signal here. And so while that's looking up, we're going to just keep on. So Canyon City, this is what, right there, that's in Colorado, right, alongside the U.S. Marshals. So they let this guy go. And then when he comes back, this is interesting. They're going after this parlor. Let's see, Colorado Springs City Council. They're addressing massage parlors. The illicit spa owner was found guilty of pimping. Okay, so that's something else. That's that man, 36-year-old Robert Broman, out of jail after a plea deal and murder charges offered by 11th Judicial District Linda Stanley's office. Where is Linda Stanley? The 11th Judicial District, is that by the 12th Judicial District? Over the last several weeks, 33 separate criminal cases within Stanley's office with allegations of discovery violations in them. So I don't know if he's tired or just, what's going on with his face there. November 2021. Yeah, what is up with this? He's going to be arrested and charged with second-degree murder. But they said that he accepted a plea deal, which dropped the murder charge to a third-degree assault. It's not even the worst one. It's not even a first-degree assault. How about we just say, you spit on him? Is that all right? You just agree to... And he was sentenced to 1 year in jail. So how does it go from a murder charge down to an assault charge? Is Christopher Erin Robb still alive? Did they just overcharge him? Christopher Erin Robb is still alive. He's still walking around amongst us, clearly, because there's no way that you would just drop a homicide charge down to an assault charge. Give it the old college try. You're the DA, you fucking pieces of shit. God damn, these motherfuckers will fuck you over just for not wearing a seatbelt, for jaywalking, for driving 2 miles over the speed limit. Some dumbass petty thing because you're lawful. And so the criminals are fucking you over, and so's the damn system, because all you rat bastards need a scapegoat. Capitalism needs a scapegoat. Where's the communist that brings us all together? Where's the socialist progressive that says that we need to care about the entire community, the whole village, the whole nation state? During a press conference Friday, Canyon City police said they rearrested Broman when he was found with a firearm in his possession. 1,800 fentanyl-laced pills. 1,800 pills? Okay, 13 grams of meth. What the fuck? In a nearby apartment, they seized over 7,000 fentanyl pills, 3 firearms, over 1 gram of heroin, and then $5,000 in cash. So he had over $5,000 in cash and heroin, 3 firearms, fentanyl pills, 7,000 fentanyl pills, 1,800 fentanyl laced pills. Jesus Christ. About, what, 10,000 pills, 13 grams of meth. So fucking arms, firearms, fentanyl, heroin, meth. They just let this guy go. He was sentenced to 1 year in jail, but because he had been in jail for a year, they released him that same day. That same day they released him. Okay. Maybe you murdered him, maybe you didn't murder him. If you just say guilty to 3rd-degree assault, you'll be out here today. Then you have to do what, probation? Probation. Jesus fucking Christ. Meanwhile, if you fire 3 warning shots, Costilla County will threaten to take 6 years away from your life. What, you fired warning shots in defense of a fucking Robert Broman piece of shit? Yeah, the right-wing sovereign piles of shit. Robert Pickrell fired shots at me. So if an accusation gets an arrest, how come that's not turning into an arrest? If that's the standard, right? That's all that some guy just accused me of something, but I'm upfront and upright, so I said, excuse me, officer, what can I help you with? And I didn't play the game, right? I wasn't playing the game. I was supposed to be scared. I was supposed to stay inside. I wasn't supposed to... There's a picture here where they got 5 pistols and then this shotgun, a whole bunch of bullets and a whole bunch of pills, a whole bunch of cash. And he's in jail right now, Broman, on a $10,000 bond. I shit you not. A $10,000 bond, I'm on a $5,000 bond. This motherfucker killed a guy. Got out back on the streets because he was willing to say guilty of misdemeanor. He played ball with the fucking DA. Oh, okay, Your Honor, yeah. No, it's 3rd-degree assault. Yeah, I feel real bad. Okay, you're going to release me? Thank you. What the fuck are they doing? What in the fuck are they doing? So I'm connecting all this to rules of evidence. So you have this crime, right? You got all this drug crime, and then you got that murder. We got that murder. We're trying to pull up the guy. See if this Christopher Erin lived. Because that would be so fucked up and stupid that El Paso County, Canyon City, is going to sit there and let a murderer walk out. And then within a week or two, he's like a big fucking drug tycoon with all the drugs and guns and money in the fucking world. Maybe that was the point. We'll send him back out there and he'll reestablish all those contacts and then we'll work up the chain. Or maybe it's just recidivism and the system doesn't work. The system is broken. The system will fuck a person over for jaywalking and for driving 1 mile over the speed limit, right? For jaywalking, for not wearing a seatbelt. But meanwhile, these major fucking criminals, they just get in, they get out. It's just a big fucking stupid ass game that doesn't fucking work. So who gives a shit, huh? Jeff Chostner said that Pueblo's a safer place today than it was 72 hours ago. Safer for children, safer for the public at large because of the combined efforts of all these agencies. For over a month, our team has attempted to reach District Attorney Linda Stanley for comment on several different cases. She is nowhere to be found. So Robert Broman, is he going to get another plea? He's on a $10,000 bond. A $10,000. You took $5,000, so he's already halfway there, right? $10,000. How much cash? They took $5,000 in cash, so he's already halfway there. He's already halfway there. So as long as he gets another $5,000, and that means Robert Broman will be right back out on the streets. You think that's a good idea? You think that's a good idea? So I'm tying this into, so what do you got? Fingerprints. Have you got fingerprints? Get fingerprints of the weapons. You can take the weapons in the holster. This is okay, proper, admissible. So you can actually take the weapons, the holster, the pills, I think, and actually present them as evidence. 1994 the Rydenor appeals decision, thermostat, fingerprints. So you could actually have things, right? Weapons, holster, thermostat. You could have fingerprints, videotape, DNA evidence. When you think like a police officer, you come to a crime scene where you got to, mark it off. Photographs, you want to take photographs, you want video fluoroscopy, eyewitness testimonies. So, eyewitness testimonies, videotape, photographs, fingerprints. When I think of DNA, that's blood, that's hair follicles, right? Some hair follicles or some Evidence of threats against witness properly admitted. So this is all shit that you can admit into a Colorado court of law. Now, if you go to a Colorado court of law and you say, well, I took a polygraph, I would actually pay attention to a polygraph, but the 1981 Anderson decision says no, the polygraph test is not admissible. It's not reliable. It's just based upon, fucking bullshit science. It's just based upon goddamn, fucking Christian science. It's based upon bullshit. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, there's a big fucking man up in the clouds and he's all judging us and shit. Grow the fuck up. What are you, a child? 1997 Tran v. Hilburn says no QEEG testing. Also, no voice print analysis, no collateral conjecture evidence. That's not admissible, not proper, not okay. 1981 Botham, no hypnotic trances. So don't go into a Colorado courtroom thinking that you got a voice print analysis or QEEG testing or some kind of collateral conjecture evidence. That's just conjecture evidence. No hypnotic trances, no polygraph test. But you know what you can have in a Colorado court? You could bring Facebook messages, text messages. You could bring recorded phone calls, audio, video, promissory notes. That's okay, proper and admissible. A promissory note, 1992 Smith v. Weindrop, the appeals decision. It's okay. Text messages, it's okay. 2017 Heisler appeals decision. Facebook messages. 2015 Glover decision. Appeals. Info on cell phone, not hearsay. Okay, admissible, proper. 2009 Buckner appeals decision. Kelly Blue Book. If you want to, here's what the Kelly Blue Book, what is the value of the car? I think Kelly Blue Book, that's the whole thing. And so that's a good reference. You could go into a courtroom with the Kelly Blue Book and say, Your Honor, he said it was worth $2,000. I got the Kelly Blue Book. It says $1,000. Now he owes me another $1,000. 2010 Thornton appeals decision. Coroner's report. You could go into a Colorado courtroom with witnesses, with videotape, with photographs, with a coroner's report, with death certificates, probably records of all kinds, right? Records of vital statistics and medical records of defendant's own statement was held admissible in the Berger-Levy 1983 appeals decision. A defendant's own statement was held admissible. So she had said something, Marilyn Berger. She was doing these credit card scam where she was taking the credit card slips and forging their names. Well, she had an accomplice, and the male accomplice, she made fun of him, saying he wrote too big and too sloppy. So therefore, you better not sign those credit card slips because Marilyn Berger-Levy was going to sign the credit card slips. She knew what she was doing. She's going to get charged with 9 credit card charges. She's going to get convicted of 5 of those 9 credit card charges. But the defendant's own statement, there's going to be a guy, and they testified that she had said that he shouldn't sign the credit card slips. Why? Because she said he wrote too big and too sloppy. Verbatim. That's was her words. Well, they challenged it. Objection. They said it was hearsay. Marilyn Berger-Levy guilty of 5 of 9 credit card charges, not hearsay, because Marilyn said that in her own individual capacity. She said it in her own individual capacity, and then it's also related to the case. And so it is hearsay because the guy heard her say it in that sense. So he heard hearsay, he said, she said. It literally is hearsay. But there's like 10 to 20 exceptions to hearsay. And one of the exceptions for the Berger-Levy 1983 appeals court decision of Colorado is that Marilyn said the statement in her own individual capacity, and it's related to the charges. So if a defendant's own statement is held admissible in order to prove her guilt, then the defendant's own statement, if she had said something else, should be admissible if he had quoted her saying something that made it seem like she was not guilty. So the statement, whether it shines guilty or innocent light, I think the defendant's own statement, what the defendant is saying, that's important. I would think that's very important. The Berger-Levy 1983 says that the defendant's own statement is held admissible. So these are things that you're allowed to walk into a Colorado courtroom with. Fingerprints, thermostat, 3 weapons in a holster. That's the 1994 Ridenour appeals decision. Videotape, 2017 Valdez. Videotape is self-validating, is it not? Yeah, there's deep fakes, but if it's videotape and it's as is it is, then it's surveillance. Then that means every fucking thing, that person and the face that they made and the way that they pushed each other and the way that they pushed the elevator buttons and the way that they kicked the fucking what the fuck ever. Videotape is the truth. Videotape is a perfect identical representation of the truth. We all know that JFK got his head blown back and to the left. We all saw his head blown the fuck off. JFK got shot and killed by who? By what? I don't know. But his head went back and to the left. He was also doing something with his throat. He got shot in his throat. So videotape, 2017 Valdez. Videotape is perfect identical. So that's just common sense should get you some circumstantial evidence. You might not have the smoking gun. You might not have the videotape of the person committing the crime, but you could have a whole bunch of evidence all around the situation. That's good enough. Direct evidence gets into a courtroom, and so does circumstantial evidence. That's 1983. People in the interests of MSH. So for the people, hey, are you selling water illegally? Did you murder Tecumseh? That's circumstantial evidence. You commit crimes. You don't care about the laws of Colorado. Photographs are okay. Video fluoroscopy, this is chiropractic, QEEG, is not allowed, but VF, video fluoroscopy, which is X-ray motion picture of a patient's bones and soft tissues in motion. That's allowed. The chiropractic industry says, yes, VF, video fluoroscopy, is good technology. That's 1997 Tran v. Hilburn appeals decision. Eyewitness testimonies. Evidence of threats against witness properly admitted. Evidence of witness's fear of retaliation is okay, proper, admissible. Dog tracking evidence was okay, proper, admissible. That's 1995 Eggert appeals. 2006 Villalobos appeals. And 1999 Brooks Colorado Supreme Court decision. Some experiments are okay, proper, admissible. Video animation of a shaken baby syndrome was okay, proper, admissible. Gang affiliation, 1993 Mendoza appeals. 1994 Mendoza appeals. 2015 Clark appeals. 1994 Fernandez appeals. 1998 Webster appeals. And 1994 Moria appeals. All these appeals decision, the Supreme Court of Colorado should weigh in on gang affiliation. But of course that makes sense. If you're part of a gang, if you're part of the Hells Angels, then the enemies of the Hells Angels, it would be part of why you treated that person poorly or why they treated you poorly. Gang affiliation. You can bring a person's gang affiliation. You can ask them what their gang affiliation is. That's admissible. That's okay. That's proper. So coroner's report, Kelly Blue Book, some experiments, video animation of shaken baby syndrome. These are all okay, proper, and admissible. So you can go into Colorado court. Don't go in there with the polygraph. Don't go in there with some kind of, hypnotic trance sort of witness, collateral conjecture evidence, QEEG testing. Don't bring no voice print analysis. That kind of shit's going to get thrown out of a Colorado court. But relevant and material. It's actually very liberal, and they pretty much accept everything, all the evidence. So what is relevant and material when it comes to Christopher Erin Robb obituary? So he's dead. He was shot and he was killed. And he seems like he's got some tattoos, seems strong. Let's see here. Tribute Archive. Penrose, Colorado, departed November 14th, 2021. He was born May 8th, 1980 in Canyon City, Colorado. So he's native born. He was shot and killed. How in the hell did this Robert goddamn... What's that motherfucker's name? Broman? How did Robert Broman walk out of the jail? That's where they kill people too in El Paso or the Canyon City. That's where the electric chair is. So he's 41 years old. Christopher Erin Robb. They had arrested him of second-degree murder. Are they even going to mention anything about his life? No, they're not. Or the death. He seems like a nice guy, a smile that touched everybody. His laughter was contagious. He had a passion for the outdoors, sitting around campfires, sharing stories, creating memories, cooking, listening to music. He loved family, friends. He's going to be dearly missed. He's survived by his spouse, Jessica of Florence, his children, Blake, Robert, Dylan, Destiny, stepchildren, and some other people. So, damn. Dude died. So, how did he get away with an assault charge? An assault fucking charge? An assault fucking charge. An affidavit, Canyon City woman says that the suspect had threatened her. Alleged shooter threatened to steal her car. How the fuck did he get out of goddamn jail? How did he get out of goddamn jail? About 2 years ago, I fired a couple warning shots, and the system is just raking me over the fucking coals, fucking me over. If you're like, hey, he needs to be punished for that, well, it cost a lot of fucking money, a lot of time. For 2 years, I couldn't live my life because Robert Pickrell and Phil Greeny was oppressing the shit out of me, and then they still kind of kept doing their shit, but the court system prevented me from living my life. Meanwhile, this motherfucker shot and killed a guy, goes in, comes back out, and then is into a whole bunch of drugs and shit. The damn criminals, the system doesn't stop the criminals who are criminalizing. The recidivism rate is ridiculous. It is a rotating door, and for the criminals that realize that it's a rotating door, they commit crimes, they go into jail, it's a slap on the wrist, and they're right back on those streets. But for the people that are lawful, and they're like, oh my gosh, if I go to jail, who knows what'll happen? And if they're like, just good, so it's like, I don't, that kind of fucks up my whole thing. Canyon City woman says suspect threatened her, shot man through car window. Shot man through car window. Broman. So Robert Douglas Broman, Fremont County Sheriff's Office. Apparently you can shoot and kill a person. That's just third degree assault. Get on out of here, you. What? Christopher Aaron Robb, he didn't deserve that. 41-year-old Christopher Aaron Robb deserved a lot better treatment. On Sunday night, the alleged shooter threatened to steal the car. So what's he doing? He's just a piece of shit trying to fucking take somebody's shit, and then he murdered the person, and then he got out for 1 fucking year in jail? How the hell is this even fair? That meanwhile, that one guy had an accident. They were going to put him in jail for 160 years. That one woman accidentally, something with their newborn, 55 years. This guy straight up just shot fucking dude out in a year. Out in a year. Why? Because you have no evidence? You have no evidence, so it's like, well, I can't prove to a jury beyond a reasonable doubt. Get it the old college try, motherfuckers. God damn you lazy piles of shit. They'll sit there and twist the screws on good people. You know what I don't do? I don't go around hurting people. I don't go around criminalizing people. I'm not the guy that fucks people over. I'm the guy that gets fucked over. And I'm sick of it. It's absolute bullshit. Meanwhile, major fucking criminals either don't get arrested ever and they get to keep on criminalizing, or they do get arrested and they're right back out on the fucking street. 1600 block of Locust, 9 p.m. Semi-automatic handgun. So he has a fucking firearm, says he's going to steal the car, and then shoots and kills Christopher Aaron Robb. So Kiriana Rodhe and Robert Douglas Broman apparently had a relationship. Rodhe told authorities that Broman followed her outside, hit her on the head, knocking her to the ground. Said a man named Jeff Brill then went outside and got into a physical altercation with Broman, knocking him out. Then Broman got up. The affidavit states he produced a semi-automatic handgun from a holster on his waist. Rodhe told authorities he pointed the gun at her, threatened her. Robb then came out of the house, the affidavit states, and approached the passenger side of the vehicle where Broman was sitting with the door closed and the window was up. Robb began slapping the front windshield and the passenger side window before she heard a loud bang and saw a flash. She saw Broman shot Robb through the passenger side window. Robb grabbed his chest and said, "He shot me," she told detectives. He went into the house where someone gave him a towel. He then went back outside and collapsed to the ground. Witnesses stated CPR was provided to Christopher until law enforcement arrived. Several witnesses corroborated Kiriana's statements, indicated that Robert shot Christopher. Yeah, it seems crystal fucking clear. It seems absolutely fucking crystal fucking clear. At the time of the shooting, a young female, only known as Sarah, was in the driver's seat. She had arrived at the house earlier with Broman. Broman and the car were gone by the time authorities arrived at the scene Sunday night. Oh, how convenient. He was taken into custody without incident near Justice Center Road on Monday morning. Broman is facing charges of second-degree homicide, third-degree assault, and domestic violence. In addition, Broman has 4 outstanding warrants for a variety. So not only did he kill a person, but he also has 4 outstanding warrants for a bunch of other fucking shit. Get on out of here, you. Robert Broman is being held at the Custer County Jail. He appeared remotely for advisements Tuesday in Fremont County District Court. Judge Lynette Winter set his bond at $500,000, $500,000 cash only. So that'll show him. The DA's office said that May currently under uncharged felony menacing charge. Oh shit! He's got a felony menacing charge. That might have what started his descent and radicalization into the dark underworld of mafia affairs. Broman is slated to return for filing of charges at 10 a.m. December the 1st. Yeah, but then he's going to fucking walk away. Then he's going to fucking walk away from all that shit. So that's the article from the first shit that he was up to. So R.I.P. to Christopher, Erin, Robb. He didn't fucking deserve to get shot and murdered. And then goddamn motherfucking Robert Broman didn't deserve to get the fuck out. He needs to stay in jail for the rest of his life. As soon as he got out, he's automatically, like a big fucking drug tycoon. And I'm not even like tripping on the drugs so much, except for like, where the fuck... Actually, I am tripping on the drugs, because where the fuck are you getting all this shit at? And who the hell are you selling this shit to? You're not a good fucking addition to the community whatsoever. You also killed a guy. You also killed a fucking guy because you was jealous, apparently. You go to try to get her, and you have a gun, so what, you're going to hold her at gunpoint? You can't force her to love you, and if she's with somebody else, and then he stood up for her, and then you shot dude, and now he's dead. What the fuck? And then what if Christopher, Erin, Robb had nothing to do with dude? He was just standing up to dude, right? He was just a good man, an innocent Johnny Hurley, a good man, just wanting a good Samaritan, just wanting to stand up for the goodness of goodness. Now he sees evil, so he stood up to evil, and then got shot and killed for it. And then the guy's right back on the fucking street. And I guess the problem, I don't have a problem with the drugs and the guns. I don't have a problem with like possession of those things. The problem I have is that it's always attached to a bunch of criminal bullshit because, partially because of the war on drugs. But for whatever fucking reason, there's a profit incentive. There's an insatiable appetite. Apparently Americans love their fucking fentanyl, goddamn heroin, goddamn cocaine fucking pills and shit, right? So what am I trying to say here? It's the violence and the criminality. So I would presume that there's like some fucking bullshit, but maybe not. Cineola Group, apparently they only do drugs and they're not violent, but he's got a gun and he's fucking doing all this crazy shit here. So is it possible that he's, got all these fentanyl pills and the fucking guns and shit, and he's like pistol whipped people and attacked people and shit? I don't think it's just possible. I think it's very likely. I think it's very probable that he's committing crimes. Now, sometimes cumulative evidence is tossed out. Sometimes cumulative evidence is not. Cumulative just means repetitive. So, now I'm going to throw that out because that's repetitive. We already have, the damn thing for the thing. But if evidence is relevant and material, then its admission is not error merely because the evidence is cumulative. So, cumulative by itself isn't enough. If the evidence is relevant and material, then it should be thrown into... Sometimes silence is admissible. Sometimes it's not. That's 1983 Quintana. The 1983 Quintana decision, Colorado. Well, you have a right to remain silent, and sometimes you don't. Michael Albert Quintana. It was reversed and remanded. Quintana appealed his burglary conviction on grounds that entering his post-arrest silence was inadmissible, and therefore error. So that's true. But I don't know why the holding would be silence is admissible, because it sounds to me as that silence is not admissible. But apparently there's sometimes, they said it was ambiguous. His silence was ambiguous, so therefore to put it in, there is no probative value. It's just prejudicial. There has to be probative value for something that they put in. It's probative, it's prejudicial, but not probative, then you're going to fucking throw your whole case off because of that. Some general things. Document excluded as irrelevant. 1983 Mascarenas. 1983 Walker. Supreme Court expert testimony permitted. 1987 Gordon appeals. Reputation and rumor distinguished. 1994 Erickson. 19 appeals. Evidence excluded as irrelevant. Robert Ogburn. 1983 Los Kutoff. Trial court is not required to make a specific finding that witness is or is not qualified as an expert. 1990 Lo Manico appeals.